Ladies and gentlemen, your first comic of the night in the 2019 Best Comic in Houston Finals. Make some noise, Bob Morrissey. Oh, God. I'm a wreck. You guys do drugs? You ever get so high you accidentally shit in the dishwasher? It's like, I don't own a dishwasher. Where am I? Oh, fuck. I wasn't always the way I am. But, I was a good kid growing up. Like when I was in high school, I always said no to drugs until I was like, yes. Here's how it happened. There was this one kid. I went to a private school. I went to a fancy private school in Wilmette, Illinois. I'm from outside of Chicago. And there's this one kid who used to always come up to me and he'd be like, hey, you want to try crack? And I was like, no, not first. And then one day, you know, he walked up to me and he was like, hey Bob, I got cum. And I was like, what? He's like, I got cum. So then I took it. And then he started laughing. Because he's like, there's crack in that cum. So then I was hooked. And now I'm gay. So that's how that worked for me. I had to go to gay conversion therapy when I was in high school. You want to know what that was like? It was kind of like, a bow with the bow, a thing, digga, don't sin. His name is God! And we were all into God, so we were all like, yeah, God. And they would have us watch gay porn until we were about to jizz. And then they'd switch it with straight porn and go, that's how you do it. And after a while, I didn't even mind going. I was like, I got to jack off with my friends. And then they catered the event. They gave everybody free Chick-fil-A. But that's not a real story. This is a real story. I was in high school and I was smoking pot. I did some pot with my friend Connor. We were in his basement smoking a bowl, and then we walked upstairs to his living room and we were watching a movie like Natural Born Killers or some movie like that. I don't know. It was the '90s, and he turned to me and he was like, "Hey Bob, if I were gay, you'd still want to be my friend, right?" I was like, yeah, of course. He's like, because I'd be your friend if you were gay. And I was like, yeah, of course, totally. Why wouldn't I be your friend? And then we just watched our movie. And then on Monday, I'm smoking cigarettes in the bathroom with this other friend of mine. And I'm like, Connor just opened up and told me he was gay. And he told the whole school. And it's just that my friend Connor was trying to make it okay for me to be gay. But it's like a lot of people tried to tell me I was gay when I was younger, and I didn't believe them. I was in the Army. I joined the Army after my family went bankrupt, and I owed a friend like $3,000. It was, and so to pay back a friend money, I joined the Army. And that was in June of 2001, which was pretty shit timing. But also, like, yeah, I was up in the barracks. I was like 3 or 4 weeks into basic training. I was on the top bunk of my barracks, and I was trying to sleep. I was trying to, sleep. And I thought I was alone, but there were like 50 other people there in the barracks room. And the drill sergeant saw what I was doing, and he was like, "Hey, quit jerking off up there, private faggot. I know what you're thinking, private faggot." And that's what everybody called me throughout the army. It's a pun. Private faggot. And but I was like, these guys are funny, I'm not gay. But I would make appointments to shower with my best friend Ruddle all the time. And we would do things like that, and like we'd sit in my room and listen to Belle and Sebastian. And he was a medic, and when we were deployed to Iraq, we were out in the desert in his truck one night. It was just like having fun. He had all these supplies, like all these medic supplies for all the support teams. Like he had, like we were taking tampons and shoving them up our asses, going, "I'm a girl. Look at this, I'm a girl." Like army shit. He died. Not from that, but Yeah, I have a lot of bad dreams. I had this dream that Trump killed Freddie, and I was like, "Oh shit! I wanted Freddie to win." It's horrible. I don't know. I didn't know. Which one would you vote for, Trump or Freddie? I'd like them both. I think if we, I don't know. Didn't they make a new Nightmare on Elm Street? They always make like bad remakes of good movies, but I think they could make a new remake of Nightmare on Elm Street with some girl who thinks she's awake, but she's actually asleep on her phone, and then she's on a dating app, and all of a sudden, like, Freddy pops up, and he's like, "Oh, it's a match!" And he comes flying out of the phone like, "Should've swiped left, bitch!" All right. I could write movies. Anybody dating? Who's dating in this big room? I don't know. The number one rule when it comes to dating me is don't leave. I'm very vulnerable. No, I'm seeing a new guy, and it's a little scary because it's moving so fast. And it hasn't been that long. It was after like one day he was sliding into my BMs. I don't know. But he said he loved me when he was passed out drunk the other day, so he's not here. I don't know. It's good. Yeah, it's a good. Yeah. Hey, what if being racist gave you superpowers? Would you do it? What if jacking off kids gave you superpowers? Would you do that? I wouldn't, because I wouldn't want to be like flying around in the air and everybody knows why. Fucking embarrassing. So, yeah, in the 2.5 years since my gay divorce, I was with the guy for 10 years, and we haven't been together for 2.5 years. And I'd guesstimate, I lost track, but I think I've slept with something like 45 to 50 dudes, or had some kind of sex with them. Which, look at me. I mean, like, Yeah, maybe it is a choice. If I were straight, I wouldn't be racking up those numbers. But I don't know. But I was with a guy for 10 years, and and we lived. We're friends now, but like I remember when we were fighting toward the end of the relationship. It was like we went to bed angry after fighting all night, and I slept on the couch, and he slept in the bed, and then he woke up in the morning and went to work, and we didn't reconcile, and then I was like brushing my teeth in the morning, and I looked at his toothbrush on the vanity, and then I also looked at the toilet bowl full of urine, and I just like took his toothbrush and I swished it all around in the toilet bowl full of urine, and I put it back, and then I bought him a new toothbrush because I realized I'd have to kiss that guy later. But it's in the years since we've broken up. I'm like, you know what, like. In all this time, I've like put so many other way more disgusting things in my mouth. Why didn't I just get my fucking revenge? Because I feel like, you know, you guys are dating. Like, I think the most important thing at the end of a relationship is to be the one who hurts the other person more. It's kind of how. That's how you rack up points. I don't know. I don't care. I slammed my dick in the Bible the other day. You ever do that? I'll back up. I was taking a Whataburger dump in a Starbucks bathroom. And they took my Bible, and I slammed my dick in the Bible, and it didn't work. Like, I couldn't straighten it. Still gay. Maybe I should use the Quran next time, man. I told my brother I wanted to be a stand-up comedian when I was like 11 years old, and he was 13, something like that, 10 or 11, and I'd watch some show, and then I told him, I want to be a stand-up comedian, and then he was like, oh yeah, you're a real card. Like he didn't think I was funny. He never thought I was, and so I got really mad, and I attacked him with a pencil, and then I tried to stab him, but then I missed, and then I fell down the stairs, and I accidentally stabbed myself in the leg with a pencil, and then he was like, you should use that, you asshole. It's just his sense of humor. That's my family. I don't know. My mom's a little bit like that. I met this guy named Andreas recently. I know this guy named Andreas, and it occurred to me that I had an aunt named Andrea, but we always called her Auntie Gurney. And then I remembered the story, and it was like my mom and her older sister. My mom, Georgianne, and her older sister, Andrea, were in a car in Wisconsin, and they saw a billboard for Gurney Mills Farms, and they saw these cows on the billboard, and then my mom turned to her older sister, and she's like, oh, look, you're fat. That says Gurney. Those are cows. I'm going to call you Gurney. And then everybody called her Gurney until she was dead. So, she's dead now. But I love her. I don't know. Yeah, I was. I had this one show at this avant-garde place in Montrose, and I told this long story about when I was deployed in Iraq and a kid died in front of me, and I wasn't getting a lot of laughs. But this one guy at the end of the show, he came up to me and he was like, hey man, where'd you serve? And I was like, oh, I was in Iraq, and we went through Kuwait to Baghdad and Nasiriyah and Mosul, and kind of stopped in Talifar, and we stayed in this prison, and he's like, oh shit, man, I was deployed too. It's fucked up, I know. And I was at Fort Bragg. I was like, oh, I was at Fort Campbell. And we kind of connecting, and he's like, hey man, here's $100. Please just don't do comedy anymore. I was like, do I look like I took the money? Yes. All right. Bye. All right.
Bob Morrissey, y'all.